All right, students, good morning. Welcome to the live proctored practice test that you guys are about to take. If you haven't been with us before, welcome. I'm Chase with Star Tutors. We are here to, again, walk you guys through practice SAT and practice ACT exams. This is a pretty simple process. We'll go through like a 5, 10, 15-minute warm-up here at the beginning, and then we'll get you guys started with the test. So as you guys get into the chat, as you guys start watching the live stream, can you just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys see that on the top right or bottom right hand corner of your screen? Can you guys just give me a thumbs up and let me know who's here, who's watching, who's participating, and then we'll get started here in just a second, guys. That'd be great. Okay. If you do not have a test form yet, please make sure that you look in the description. I'll post these as well. If you don't have a test form yet and you want one, here below the video in the description, you guys will see all released ACT and SAT exams. If you do have a test form, if you are participating at a high school as part of a high school, as a group, then you should have your test form already. But can everybody, again, after you say hello, just give me a thumbs up that you have your test form and your bubble sheet ready to go so that you're ready to take the test today. Additionally, kind of the last thing that you want to be thinking about, you probably want to find the quietest space possible to take the exam today. You definitely want to have a calculator for the math sections of either the ACT or the SAT exam. And I'm trying to think if there's else. Oh, water bottle. So I have this huge water bottle here sitting next to me. Okay, so if you have a water bottle, please make sure that you guys have that ready to go. And let's see if there's anything else. Water bottle, pencil, got that snack. If you guys are taking it at home, it should be pretty easy to find that. So, so have all those things ready to go. And then again, as you guys post that you're here and that you're ready, we will get started here in just a second. Okay, again, guys, if you don't see the chat, we should have like 5 or 6, 7 people on today. So for sure, and then again, anybody else that's looking to take a test today. So if you guys don't see the chat, it should be in the top right or bottom right-hand side of the screen. I think you do have to subscribe to the channel in order to see that chat, but it gives you the opportunity, if you're taking it at a high school, if you're taking it at a high school, please make sure that you do subscribe because it gives you the opportunity to ask questions as we go through the test today. Abdi, welcome. Welcome today. Great, guys. Thank you. Ella, welcome. Thanks, guys. Okay, again, guys, as you go through it, just make sure that you guys are online just to see who's here. If you are taking a test today, let us know. You should be, again, today, guys, it's not me taking the full real-time test that we've done in the past. This is just a virtually proctored practice test for you guys. Hey, Sarah, welcome. Welcome, guys. Okay, Mason, welcome, guys. Okay, so you guys should have that in front of you. If you are here, if you want to ask questions about the live, just while we're here in live, please hold those questions so we get everybody started with the real proctored practice test. We will do that, and it should be in the next 15, 20 minutes, and then you guys can ask all the questions you want. I'll stay online while I'll go through this here in a second, but I'll stay online for about an hour or so to make sure that you guys, that you don't have any questions, that everything seems to be going smoothly at the start. Once that happens, you guys will get the hang of it. It's pretty straightforward in terms of how we're proctoring this, and again, I'll explain that here in just a second. Again, welcome, guys. Welcome if you haven't been with us before. So the first thing that I want everybody to do, and I cannot tell you how important I think that this is. The first thing that I want everybody to do is I want everybody to realize how important it is to warm up before starting any practice test. If you guys play a sport, if you're in the play, whatever you guys are doing, right, it's very, very, very important that you warm up as much as possible. You don't just show up on opening night of the play and just be like, well, I guess we're doing this today. Right, you don't show up to your athletic event if you're playing a sport and you show up at game time and get ready to go. No, you warm up, right? You warm up beforehand, and this is way more important. I mean, realistically, this testing is way more important than any sport any single game you'll ever play, any play, any play that you're in or musical that you're in school. This is, way more important than that, frankly. And so if you're going to warm up for those things, and you know that it's important to warm up for those things, then it's that much more important to warm up for something like this, because this has the opportunity, if you do well on this, to get you scholarship money. For better or for worse, it is what it is right now. But it does have the opportunity to get you guys a lot of, to change your life in a lot of ways. So again, the first thing that I want everybody to do is we're going to warm up for about 5 minutes. If you have not downloaded Star U yet, please do so. You guys will see this in the background of my screen. So everybody should download Star U anybody that's taking the test today. If you're not, you should still probably download it. Download Star U in the App Store or Google Play. Okay, and this is what the home, and then create a student account. I'd like you guys to do that now. It takes like 5 seconds. It's all free. It takes 5 seconds to create a student account, or you guys can find it at www.staru. What's up? If you guys are on a computer right now, you guys can also find it here. But again, I can't stress how important this ends up being, because if you do this and you stay focused on it, then so if you're using a desktop or a laptop, that's the link for desktop laptop versions. But again, I want you guys to all download that now. Please download and create a student account if you haven't already. Guys, in terms of individual questions, I'll answer those as soon as we get everybody started with the virtually proctored practice test. So for those, again, that are watching, that are planning to take a test today, please make sure that you download the Star U app now. Create a student account. It takes 5 seconds. You can see it on the back of my screen here in the background. Then click ACT and SAT practice lessons. Okay? And then you want to click ACT English, right? Or if you're taking the SAT today, right, click SAT over on the side. So you just, again, on the home screen, all you're going to do is you're going to click ACT and SAT practice lessons. Then you're going to click ACT English or SAT Writing and Language / Reading, depending on which test you're taking. And then just do a few practice problems, right? If you click ACT English, if you're taking the ACT today, just click verb tense, right? It doesn't have to be the hardest English problems, but you guys will see that all of our tutorial information is available on here for free. Then you just click the button at the bottom, tap to start the questions. And when you click that, you'll see all the questions, and it gets you into the right mindset before you start the exam. So again, can everybody please do that now? Make sure that you guys have that downloaded and that you created a student account. If you have not created a student account yet, it takes 5 seconds to do so. And the beauty of this is that it's available on your phone. So what we told students yesterday, for those that were participating, that were taking the real ACT exam today, there is a real national test today. We had them download this on their phones, and then they were doing practice problems, hopefully, I hope, in line as they got ready to go into the test. And that's a beautiful thing, because it makes it so that you guys are thinking about the exam, you're getting warmed up before you start the actual test. And I promise you that it will make a huge difference, just like it does in athletics, just like it does if you're in the musical, just like in anything else. So again, we're going to take the next 5-8 minutes or so. If you're taking the ACT or SAT today, I'd like you guys to download Star U or click that link I just posted for the desktop or laptop version. Create a student account for free. It takes 5 seconds. And then I want you guys to be doing a few practice problems now for like the next 5 minutes or so, so that you can work through this stuff. Okay, so that you can do some practice problems before we get going with the actual test. Okay, so let's have everybody do that. Can everybody who is taking a test today give me a thumbs up if those instructions make sense? Give me a thumbs up, guys, if those instructions make sense in terms of what you're supposed to be doing right now with these practice problems and making sure that you're getting ready for this test. Thumbs up in the chat, guys, if you guys are taking the test. Again, I just want you guys to get into the rhythm of taking this and being ready to go for the real exam. Thanks, Mason. Great. I want you guys to get in the rhythm of taking the real exam, so that when you guys are going to sit down and you're on a Saturday morning, it's early, right? This is kind of the same. It's a little bit later, but relatively speaking, this is the same time that you take the real exam. Okay, and so I want you guys to be taking this seriously, this practice test. I want you to try to be simulating this environment as closely as you can to what the real thing is going to be like. Because then when you get into the real environment, it's like, this is just another day. It's just another Saturday. I've done this a million times before. Hopefully not a million. I don't want you guys taking a million practice tests, right? But I've done this before. This is not the end of the world. I know what to do. And so you can be doing practice problems in line and as you get ready to register for the test. But it's just that mindset that is really, really going to be helpful, I promise. Okay, so again, we'll take another probably 2 or 3 minutes. If you get done with one lesson, like if you're taking the ACT and you get done with verb tense, and then you just move on to the next one, right? Subject-verb agreement, move on to punctuation. Just get yourself in the right mindset for the ACT English test or the SAT reading test, so that there's nothing to be, there's nothing to be nervous about, right? Just you take do a few practice questions, and then when you start the test, especially if you're taking the ACT, because the ACT English section is the easiest section of the test. It might not be right away, it might not be for you right now, but realistically, if you spend some time memorizing your grammar rules, this is the easiest section. So that's a huge benefit to ACT test takers, is that if you're taking the ACT right now and you do some English problems like verb tense, and then you get done with verb tense, right? And then you do some, let's say you do, after verb tense, you do some punctuation questions. When you're doing these things, you're going to see those exact same types of questions show up on the real ACT English test. And so it's going to be that much easier when you see those problems and you've already worked out all of the nerves, all of the kind of anxiety that goes along with this. So guys, we'll take another probably 5 minutes or so. And then we'll get going. Okay, guys, so again, we're taking another 2-3 minutes here, and then we'll get started with the test. 2-3 minutes, and then we'll get started here. Just doing a few practice problems, getting ready to go, making sure that you guys are in the right mindset, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys are waiting if you guys have questions that you want to ask us, just hang tight here. We're just going to get everybody started with these with this proctored practice test, and then we'll get going. Again, if you finish those warm-up problems, if you've already finished a few of them, then just move on to the next section. Continue to do a few practice problems here for 2 or 3 minutes. It's the same thing that I want you guys to be doing on actual test day, so that you're just, again, ready to go. You're ready in the right mindset for the real thing. Okay, maybe another minute or so, guys, for those that are taking the full test today. Another minute, and then we'll be ready. Stay focused as you work through this stuff. All right, guys, so let's get going here, okay? So everybody that is taking a practice test today, this is a pretty easy process that we go through to get this done. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. In the chat, and both in the chat and description below, I'm going to post for the ACT students. We're going to get you guys started first. SAT students, hang tight. Okay, ACT students, I'm going to post the live the proctoring video that I'd like you guys to watch. So in the proctoring video, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to mute me as soon as you see the post in the chat. I want you to mute this video if you're taking the full practice test today. Mute me, put me over on the side, okay, for this live stream. But I want you to keep this open in case you have any questions over the next hour as you get started with this. Then you don't have to scramble and get stressed to find me and ask that question. You just have it. You can ask the question in the chat. You're good to go. Okay, so again, the process is going to be as soon as I post this video link, the video, when you start it, there's a short warm-up. So if you guys want to skip that part, that's fine. But then the video has all of the sections, right? We go through each section. It has the timer on the screen for each section. Then it's built in on the breaks, so you'll have breaks throughout the test. So once you guys start the exam, once you start the video, I don't want you to pause the video for any reason other than when it tells you to pause it. And the reason for that is because, again, simulating this as closely to the real thing as possible is very important. So if you guys start the video, and because the breaks are already built into this, right, because they're already built into the video, and because you'll have the timers on your screen, over the next 3.5, 4 hours, there's really no reason to stop the video for any reason, okay, other than when we tell you, other than when we say take a break. Okay, so if that all makes sense, again, ACT test takers, I want you to mute me, put me somewhere where you don't have to pay attention to me. But if you do have a question over the next hour before I sign off, because I know then you'll be good to go. If you do have a question over the next hour, feel free to open this screen back up, this live stream, and just ask a question in the chat. ACT test takers, can you give me one more thumbs up if you're taking the ACT, if you're taking the virtually proctored ACT today? Can you give me one more thumbs up? And then we will get started. One more thumbs up, guys. If you're taking the ACT today. Okay, great. Perfect, guys. Okay, so great. So if you're taking the ACT today, here's the proctoring video. So again, click that link. You don't have to do anything else. Click that link. Okay, and then you guys can get started with that. SAT test takers, if you're taking the virtually proctored SAT today, the exact same instructions apply. SAT test, SAT proctoring video. Okay, for SAT test takers, if you guys are taking the SAT today, the virtually proctored SAT today, can you give me a thumbs up if you have your test form in front of you and you're ready to start? Then I'll post the SAT video link. You click that video, same instructions that we just gave for ACT test takers. Click the video. The timers will be on the screen for each section. You don't have to do anything. If you want to skip the short warm-up at the beginning, that's fine because we already did that. But otherwise, you should start the video. And once you start the video, you don't want to pause the video for any reason other than when it tells you can take a break. And the reason for that, again, guys, is when you get to the real test, you won't have the ability to just pause your test and go to the bathroom in the middle of a section. So the same thing applies with this video. Once you start it, you guys should walk through the entire video without pausing for any reason other than when it tells you to pause for the breaks. There are breaks, so you will have a chance to go to the bathroom, you will have a chance to get a snack, drink some water, all that kind of stuff, but only when it tells you to do so, because that will simulate the real environment it will simulate the real environment as closely as we can given the circumstances. Okay, so again, SAT test takers, you're going to mute me, put me over on the side. If you have any questions over the next hour as you get started, you can easily find me. You can ask those questions in the chat. Otherwise, here's the SAT proctoring video. Click that link. Once you start the test, make sure that you don't pause. And otherwise, guys, good luck. So all ACT and SAT test takers, good luck. And as soon as everybody's ready to go, I'll mute. I'll turn the volume down here, and then I'll answer any questions that you guys have in the chat. So for any general questions that you have about the SAT or the ACT, feel free to ask those questions in the chat, and then we'll get going. Okay? So again, it looks like everybody's ready to go. Good luck, guys. Good luck, SAT and ACT test takers today. And when you guys are done, good luck. Make sure that you access the standard or the score reports and scales from our website, where you can plug those in. The score report will grade the test for you and will tell you which questions and which question types, specifically related to the chapters in the app, the free app, Star U, that you need to work on. Okay? So good luck, guys. And with that in mind, I will start answering questions in the chat if you guys have any. So feel free to ask those if you're just hanging around and not taking the test today. All right, guys, so I'm going to sign off now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It looks like everybody seems to be going along pretty well here with that virtually proctored test. Remember that we have another virtually proctored practice test next Saturday. So if you guys are interested and you want to try to simulate the testing environment closely to the real thing, please join us next Saturday at the same time. I just posted a link to that live stream, and if you guys have any questions on that, please make sure that you guys keep working through it. Okay. With that in mind, guys, comment below this video or below any of our other videos if you guys still have questions as you watch. We'll be sure to respond to those. One of our teachers or tutors will be sure to respond to those as quickly as we can. Alan, I just saw your comment. I think you're going to do well. But the math always seems hard on the ACT. For those that took the test today, the math always seems hard because it is hard, to be honest. But you kind of luck out. If math is your best subject, then you kind of luck out because math is by far the hardest section on the ACT, just because there's so many concepts. So I'm sure you did pretty well there. Anyway, guys, if you guys have any questions for us, like I said, make sure that you comment below these videos. One of our teachers or tutors will respond. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. To all those that took the ACT today, great job. Way to get through it. Way to keep working hard. And yeah, I'm sure you guys did great. So have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you soon.